tune in, watching the fight. Their energy streams igniting the night. With every riff, the crowd goes wild. Finest fellas, forever a child. With sweat on our brows, we won't back off. Together we rise, we'll never stop. Raise our arms, it's showtime now. Finest fellas will take the bow. With little hearts, we'll never yield. In the virtual arena, we own the field. We own the field. In this realm, we reign supreme. Finest fellas, living the dream. Take a bow. With metal hearts we'll never yield. In the virtual arena we own the field. People tune in, watching the fight. Their energy streams igniting the night. With every riff, the crowd goes wild. Finest fellas, forever a child. With sweat on our brows, we won't back off. Together we rise, we'll never stop. Raise the horns, it's showtime now. Finest fellas will take a bow. With metal hearts we'll never yield. In the virtual arena we own the field. In the virtual arena we own the field. In the virtual arena we own the field. In this realm we reign supreme. Finest fellas living a dream. In this realm we reign supreme. Finest fellas living the dream. In the spotlight, they rise to fame. Finest fellas, remember the name. Guitars blazing, they rock the scene. Streaming glory and living the dream. Charging up, can't bring us down. In the chaos, we're owning this town. Raise the horns, it's showtime now. Finest fellas will take the bow. With metal hearts, we'll never yield. In the virtual arena, we own the field. We own the field. People tune in, watching the fight. Their energy streams igniting the night. With every riff, the crowd goes wild. Finest fellas, forever a child. With sweat on our brows, we won't back off. Together we rise, we'll never stop. Raise our arms, it's showtime now. Finest fellas will take the bow. With metal hearts, we'll never yield. In the virtual arena, we own the field. We own the field.
Hey there guys, what's going on? Finest fellas here. Welcome back to another live stream on the channel. We're doing more painting today. We're going to be painting up the Armageddon Librarian. And I know exactly what I'm doing with this guy, so this is going to be a fairly easy project. As painting blue with all my ultramarines that we've done on the channel is going to be fairly easy. Turn that music down slightly. Let me know if it's going to be too loud at any point, please and thank you. We've got Cobalt in the chat. What's going on, buddy? How we doing? We having a good day? How art thou? Let me just get all the blues I'm going to need. I'm going to need McCrag. I'm going to need Teclis. And I am going to need Calgar. Those are my three blues. I know exactly what I'm doing with this guy. We might even be able to get him finished in one stream, depending how long I go for. so first thing I'm gonna do, first and foremost, is I'm gonna try and sort this camera angle out because that's a bit weird. There we go. And then my lighting. Sounds good. Hell yeah. Where are we? Can we see? Can we see? You can see my fingies. There you go. Lovely. Right. So, first thing is first, we get our airbrush medium, which is running out, and I need to buy more of. Let's hope I don't run out, because I can't afford to buy more. If we run out of that, then airbrushing is off the table for now. And then I'm going to need my Macragge blue. I'm going to put that through the mixer for a minute, because I have not mixed this in quite some time. What have you been up to today, Cobalt? How are your projects coming along, man? What have you been working on, if anything? But yeah, so I haven't done the power sword on the captain yet, because I still haven't found a technique I'm really confident I can pull off. So I will do the sword off camera, and whoops, and then show off the results in the Discord, I think. Is what I'm going to do with that one. So what I'm going to do is just get some Macragge blue, and we're going to do a once over, maybe twice over, depending on the coverage of the armor. And we're not too worried if we get the blue on anything else, because, you know, it's just one of those things. But if we can at least get a good coverage on the armor, not worrying too much about the placement of it on other details. It's still a bit wet, that's what she said, but I'm just going to mix up some Macragge. There's plenty of it in there. Do a little bit of mixing. Lovely. Where's my test paper? It's just a little bit too wet. A little bit more. Scheduling classes and researching medieval torture for your book. Medieval torture. Oh dear. They were very creative in those times, weren't they? Very, very creative. Let's see how that looks. It's not so bad. Okay, and here we go. We're just going to start going over the whole mini, pretty much. Well, it's blasting for some reason. Hang on. Hang on a second. Now, I did give this a proper clean before we started today. So, I'm not sure why it's doing this to me. It's better. Yeah, it seems to be behaving very strangely. It's just sputtering for some reason. I'm not sure why that is. That's very interesting. Hey, Steven, what's going on, man? There we go. Now it's coming through. Okay, we're just going to cover all the blue bits. It seems to be coming through very wet, though. Despite thickening it down quite considerably. Let's just thicken it up some more, I guess. I was working on my competition mini yesterday, and I think it went well, except for the freaking tan. Is he an ultramarine? No, so this isn't an ultramarine. He's a librarian. Librarians mostly have blue armor. Doesn't matter which chapter they're assigned to, mostly they have blue armor. So I'm just copying suit. So the one in the book here, he's got blue armor. He's kind of got like a tanned cloth, loincloth thing going on, and he's got the kind of reddish cape, I think, to signify that his thing is to the Blood Angels. But no, very much not an ultramarine. There we go. I think we've reached the right consistency now. I'm good, excellent. Don't know the lore, just like the models. Fair enough, my guy. Yeah, so a lot of the librarians, if not all of the librarians, are in blue armor. Kind of like the chaplains, you know? Chaplains are always in black armor. And then they've got little bits and pieces to show which chapter they are assigned to. Airbrush is being very strange today. Yeah, we're just going to get a couple of layers of blue so we get that nice finish on all the armor and on the power pack. We've got to make sure we hit all the nooks and crannies on it. I don't want any grey spots, well, white spots even for this, because this is a white primer. I love ultramarine blue. I really do. It's such a nice blue. I'm just working on his hands. Get the underpart of his armor here. In between all those gaps. Definitely got to make sure we get his backside done properly. But you can just see how awesome it is doing airbrushing. It's so easy. Want to see an update on my Eldar? Sure, man. If you want to share it, man, for sure. Always keen to see everyone's work, you know that. Gives me a bit of distraction when I'm procrastinating on my own work, that's for sure. I'm just trying to get all of this in the back. All the bits that are meant to be blue, making sure that they are indeed, guess what color? Blue. I'm just going over a few of the areas, but might need a couple more layers. We'll try and catch the back of his leg here. It's a bit of an interesting angle. Might need to go in with a brush for that. Nice. Blue Betty. Now I'm just kind of going over with another coat here, just to make sure it is all nice and smooth on the finish. Thankfully, with airbrushing, if you do it right, it dries really damn quick. I just noticed I missed that side of the pauldron. Have I missed anything else? Just trying to hit him from an upwards angle, make sure we hit all those upward bits like that glove. We've missed a lot of that glove. Inside of the power pack there. There we go. Is in H pig. What? Try again, mate. We've got to get his bum. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's all the blue. And there you go. That's what he looks like when he's been airbrushed in blue. Alright. Let's clean this out. It's not the end of the world if there's a little bit left over, but I would like to try and get a decent enough clean. Did you post them into the Discord? Did you? Is that what that hobby ping is? I'll go and take a look at it in just a second, mate. Okay. Let's have a look. Whee! Oh, wow. Dude's getting the work done. I feel so lazy. Man, I feel so lazy. You've done so much work to your minis, man. Like, you've done all those minis, and I've just... This is the last Space Marine character for the Armageddon box. Absolutely insane. Very well done, my dude. Right. So, next, what I usually do is a dry brushing stage, but I kind of want to experiment and do it with a airbrush this time. Yeah, I want to experiment and do it with an airbrush today. What were you saying, Steven, about pink? What do you mean? Pink? What? Huh? Was? What do you mean? I do not know what the pink is. Not a clue what the pink is, mate. What do you mean? But yeah, we're going to be working on our Librarian today. Thing is, I know exactly how I'm going to approach him. It's not difficult. I just need to find a 3D image to see if the back of his cape is red as well, or if the back of his cape is, white. You know, like the captain. I'm just mixing up. Ah, no! I've dropped it. Thank God it's closed. Oh. Thank God that paint is closed. That would have gone everywhere. There we go. Let's just mix some of you up. It's supposed to be the consistency of milk, but it's not quite there yet. There we go, that's more milky. My mind goes to the worst places. Oh, I got some on me finger. I am now Calgar Blue. Bow down and worship me, mortals. Let's have a look. Seems a bit wet. Oh, you said guess the color. You said pink. Oh, right, okay. I understand now. Yeah, right. It's like, oh, guess what color we're doing next? Pink. It's like, wait, what? No, no, no. No, 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 no. No, no, no. No pink here. No, no, no. We not do the pink. No, no, no. But yeah, lads. I'm no longer part of Chaplin's painting competition. I bowed out. I bowed out of it. There we go. That should do the trick. And so this is going to be more like a selected Zenithal with the Calgar Blue. You'll see why when I get to the next stage. So I don't know if you'll be able to see the transitions properly from the light to dark. But that's exactly why I wanted to do it with an airbrush. Beautiful. Mwah. You put a picture in there for me. And where? What? Well, you put a picture of what and where? Sad to hear, mate. Not really. Not really. He's got his own things going on, so I've left him to it. 'Tis not sad at all. It is the way of the world, it is the way things are, so I'm not going to be too worried about it. Alright, let's make sure we get all that crap out of there. Lovely. And I will also give this a proper clean laser off camera. Let's make sure all the moisture comes out of there. I don't want that drying up in there. Perfect. Turn that off. Save on the electricity bill a little bit. In the common room, let's have a look. Ooh, it's a black cape. Interesting. Oh, that's a shame. That changes things. Oh. Shit. Okay. I appreciate the picture. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate you putting the picture in, but that changes things. Shit. I thought it was a whole red cape. I had a whole plan for it and everything. Balls. Oh bugger, oh bugger, oh bugger. Okay, okay, fine. It is the way it is. It's a black cape on the back. Why? Why is it a black cape on the back? Like, I would have thought if it was a Blood Angels, and since he's mostly blue, you know, that his whole cape would be red. Oh, that's annoying. But it is the way it is. Fair enough. Right, on to the next stage, because I don't want to be sat here doing this all day. I will be then dry brushing Techless Blue onto the armor. Now, I need to decide if now is a good point to do the other base colors before I finish the armor or not. No, I'll probably do it now, because otherwise it's going to look weird. I could do what I want, that is true, but he is supposed to be represented off of the box art, yeah. Low-key, I kind of just want to give him a full red cape, just to make him a little bit more obvious that he is with the Blood Angels on this one. That's kind of what I want to do. Like, what do you guys think? Do you think he would look better with a black back or a red back for his cape? Let's get everyone's decisions on it. All two of you. All two of my viewers. Let's get some input. So while you guys are thinking about that, I'm going to be dry brushing Techless Blue on all the armor. Now, I do remember that there was comments last night about whether or not you should thin your paints. I literally just get my dry brush into the paint. I've got a little texture palette here, and I work it into the bristles, but you also want to wipe off as much as possible, just like that, so not much is coming off, and then I just kind of go for it. And I dry brush quite generously over the blue. And I mean very generously over the blue. And this is my blue recipe. This is how I do all my ultramarines. And I figured, since this guy is also blue, why not go with my tried and tested method of doing the ultramarines? And the thing is, because there's usually so much paint left over on that palette, you can just kind of go straight back into it. So you'll be able to see here the differences in blue, hopefully, on the camera. At least I hope so. And then I'm doing the legs. I'm just kind of doing circular motions, counterclockwise, to bring up the hues I want. I need a slightly smaller brush for this area, I think. Not too worried about the back of the legs. I do want to get a bit more on that helmet, though. And on this pauldron. What's everyone saying? Red is good. Do black underside, red on top. I mean, we could. We definitely could. I'm a bit disappointed that the box art has got him as a black cape on the back, though. So I might take some creative license and kind of get away from that as much as possible. But black on the underside, red on top could look really cool. What's everyone's opinion on that? I think that's a solid idea, personally. Frankie the Fish. So, dude, how you doing? How is life treating you this wonderful Monday? Hope you're well. We're doing the Librarian today, Frankie. Getting through my projects nicely. The problem is, though, after we finish this guy, we're on to the Orky characters. And I still haven't decided which warband to do. So that will be very interesting indeed. So the reason I'm only dry brushing this and not airbrushing it is I still want those darker blues in the recesses, and you can still see some of the Calgar blue. I'm not sure how obvious it is on camera, but you'll still be able to see some of the Calgar blue as well. But that, I think, is decent for the blues. We do the final stage of that with the, it's over there somewhere, Talisar blue contrast paint. But that is much later on. We're going to get started on all the other base colors now. I think a good place to start would be gold. And get the golds out the way, for sure. Do you think my Eldar look good? I think they look amazing, my guy. You definitely paint them much better than I ever could. That is for damn sure. I love your Eldar, man. You should be very proud of those. I'm good. It's going to be a scorcher, though. Oh, I'm sorry, bud. Steven's saying bad moons. Nope. Nope. Chaplin's doing those. I don't want to copy Chaplin. You do two-tone capes, do whatever you think looks best on characters. Characters are the perfect excuse to have dissimilar or unique schemes. Yeah, so we were looking at the color scheme for it, and I know there's red on there because of the little book. You know the guy in the book, you can see just the front of him. But Cobalt sent me a picture of what he looks like on the back, and on the back, he's black caped. Now, I'd much rather do the red on the top and the black on the bottom, like everyone else was suggesting. That's what I think. I think it would look much better that way. Because I want the red to be emphasized a little bit more. It's just like, okay, so this guy is working with the Blood Angels, or the Blood Ravens, or whoever that wears red, you know? Which one is this? This is the size 0. We don't want that one. This is the size 1. We want this one. Okay. Get all the moisture out there, please. Okay, so pretty easy start. Now, is the bony bit? The bony bit is also cool. Nice and easy. We're just gonna get the halo gold. And hopefully the gold paint behaves for us today, which it does not appear to. I don't know why, but for some reason, this gold is separating quite a lot when you put it on the model. Like, I mean a lot. It didn't do this when I first opened it, so I'm not sure what its problem is. You know, it's very, I don't know, what's the right word to describe it? It just separates so easy. And I don't like that. It did not do that when I first got the damn paint, so I'm not sure what its problem is. Make sure we get all the spikes. Might just have to do a couple of layers. Maybe it's just a layering game with this one. But yeah, there we go. Tis what it is. But yeah, so Chaplin's doing Bad Moons, guys, so I'd rather not be a copycat and do that. Gotta be a bit unique, you know? If everyone keeps going to all the same channels and everyone's doing the same thing, it's a bit boring, isn't it? At least I would. I'd be looking for other channels, like, mate, somebody's already doing that. I'm watching them for that. I'll take the suggestion, though. It was a fair question, and I got a fair answer. I'll take it under advisement, I think. Yeah, it's like there's no pigment in this paint. What happened? Very strange. What projects have you been working on, Frankie? I'm just gonna keep it through the mixer for a minute. Maybe that's something to do with it. It looks fine on the palette, though. Okay, what else have we got? Gold. Parts of the staff. We've got the chest piece. Is it the whole chest piece? It is the whole chest piece. So, this bit. Just gotta be nice and careful not to hit any of the bits that are meant to be blue. Because it'll be a bit of a nightmare to then clean up afterwards. Yeah, we've got this metal thing on his chest with a skull on it. Which is nice and gold. There we go, nice down at the bottom. And the thing is, it's not too hot today either, so not entirely sure why the paint is acting the way it is. Probably looks fine on camera, but in person it's being a bit naughty. that'll do fine for first layer. We'll just come back and layer it, I think. Let's see. We've got pretty much the whole top of the staff here is gold. Now, we've got some keys on them. Those are metallic. It doesn't actually have that many gold details on it, thankfully. The skull is actually a skull color. Okay. So it's just a halo. I see. Okay. It's more of a bronze color than a gold, but never mind. I should have used a different color than this. Never mind. Mistakes were made. It looks like a Balthasar gold from Citadel on the actual work art, you know? On the box art for it. This may sound mad, but spring and summer are a slog to get through. Finally, fall and winter are coming. Also, my gold sucks. Aw, man. What gold are you using, bud? What gold are you using? I've got to try and remember the camera angle. Sorry. Why does your gold suck? What are you using? Not too worried about making mistakes here. It's nowhere near the blue. Everything else can be corrected easy enough. Now I've got to try and get the inside of the halo. Now we've got these horn-looking things on the side, so I've got to be aware of that. Let's do the other side. I only have kids craft paint. Their gold is bad. Why do you... Oh, you were doing the challenge though, weren't you, Cobalt? Why do you challenge yourself thus? Go get some proper paints, dude. No, just gotta make sure I get all the little bits covered here, because you know me with my characters. I don't really want mistakes on my characters. If they're just rank and file troopers, it's not such a big deal. One thing I am looking forward to about the Star Wars miniatures we'll be doing, though, guys, is that the Star Wars miniatures, there's a lot more different colors I can try and experiment with, you know? So I'm really looking forward to that. Like with some of the alien races, for example, you know, getting to experiment with different techniques and styles for it. And I think that's where my glazing technique is going to come into full form, is when I have to start doing those aliens, because a lot of their skin is very unique. And it sucks because I can't paint skin. You know, I think I can finally, once I get glazing down, and I get skin down, I would be very happy to then call myself an intermediate painter. But until I've mastered now glazing and skin, I will still be a noob. Now, just giving a second layer to this gold, where it needs it. My nose is very itchy all of a sudden. Okay. Now, we do have a bit in his shoulder. And I'm pretty sure it's gold. I'm going to do it as gold either way. We've got this ram thing here, look. I'm going to do it as gold. You don't have to do it as gold, but I'm doing it as gold. Because I want to, and it's my tool soldier. There we go. Look at Finest. Dude can start painting. Yeah, boy. Made a mistake. Whoopsies. Oopsie whoopsie. Everything is fine. Everything is under control. Nobody panic. Everything is fine. Don't worry. Now, funny enough, those pauldrons are actually just blue, so don't have to do anything with those. Now, there are gold highlights throughout the staff, but I'm not going to do those just yet. Maybe apart from the end part here, the pommel. Because a lot of it is actually black, and then it's gold on top. Still think I'm using the wrong gold for this. I think I should have used Balthasar gold. But never mind. We've gone too far to turn back now, mateys. Now, I'm pretty sure there's no gold on his back. Let me zoom over here. Nope, no there is not. Wonderful! No gold. I've got a couple of purity seals that I can see. That bit's metal. Those pipes are different colors, mostly yellow and red. That's fine. We've got the black undersuit. I say we do blacks next. We'll come back to the gold on the highlight and the staff here in a minute. Slaty! Hello! How are you? Is the gold covering better today? No. No, it's not. I'm having to do 2 layers today. The first layer went on super patchy, but I'm making it work. I'm trying not to sit here and complain the whole time. I'm making it work. Or at least I'm trying to. Yeah, so I'm going to get some Black Templar, as I really love this paint, and we're going to use the staff. We're going to do this on the staff bit, because then we can do the gold highlight. Now we've got some metal bits in there. We've got the skull. I'm not too worried. I just need to dodge the blue as much as possible, but redoing his hands won't be the biggest problem in the world. How odd it's changed so much from the first time you used it. Do tell me about it. Like, the first time I used it, it was so good. And now it's just really, really bad. It's just really, really bad. But never mind. It is what it is, my friend. I'm not going to complain about it too much. It's just, it is the way it is. So, here we go. So, like I said, I'll probably just do the whole thing in black and then just pick out the highlights. It's the same with this paint. What the hell? So, where's all the pigment? Like, this one goes on usually quite in a good layer, but... I know this is a contrast paint, but even for a contrast paint, this is usually really good coverage. I don't want to use too much here. Just gotta dodge his hands. It's not the biggest deal if we get some on his fingies, but still got to try and be neat. Okay. Too much on the brush. You can always tell there's too much on the brush when it starts bulging. And like I said, we'll come back in with the gold once this is dry. Or at least had a second layer. and establish the gold ribbit. What would you even call it? Ribbing at this point? Rib for his pleasure? Like the golden bits on the staff. The hardest part is to get the black done, so... Black first, then gold. What have you been working on, Sleety? I have swapped to scale 75's golds. They are fantastic. Very odd medium it sits in. Scale 75. I actually haven't checked out any of their paints. Would you recommend them? I know I need to get, is it the AK Platinum White or something? Is that what it's called? Was it AK? I don't remember if it was AK or not, but something Platinum White that everyone keeps banging on about is like one of the best mini painting whites ever. Something like that. Like I said, any mistakes we make on the blue, we'll just clean up with the tech list. It's fine. But we're just going to try and stay neat as possible. Yeah, there was that platinum white I need to try and get. There was also, the skin triads. You know, like the fleshy colors from Army Painters 2.0? That apparently are really good. Now, I'm going to let that sit and dry for a sec while I see what other parts are black. Yeah, so if we do the black undersuit, his gloves are black. Okay. He's got black gloves, so it didn't matter too much that I went on there with that. But I'm going to use a different black for the gloves. I'll use Black Legion instead for the gloves. I think I'll use Black Legion as well for the cape. But I will use Templar here for his undersuit that's showing. So we've got undersuit here. Oh, Pro Acryl. Ah, Pro Acryl. Right. Gotcha. It's quite gel-like, what I've been told. The golds are the only ones to have... Oh, okay. Pro Acryl Bold Titanium White. Yes, Frankie, that's the one. That's the one. Yes. So everyone keeps telling me to get that, so I've definitely got to get that at some point. Now, we do have a small bit of undersuit that you can see here. Now, this is going to be a delicate operation. So pardon me while I do this. I probably won't speak much doing this. Like a glove. There we go. Any more bits? Not that I can see. Okay, so that's the undersuit, and I'll wait for the staff to dry, and we'll do another layer over the staff just to make sure it's a nice solid black layer, right? And then I'll use Black Legion for the gloves and for the underside of the cape. I have decided that I'm going to do the top half red, the bottom half black. Simply because there isn't a lot that you can see from the underside of the cape. What's everyone's like final opinion on that? Because I think the top half red would look way better. But that's just my opinion. You heard AK is also lit. Excellent. I've used the AK to dry brush my non-metallic metal sword. It was great. Ooh. You got dark gloss black for your Marines undersuits. Yeah, that'd probably be a good shout, yeah. I've been using some AK and really enjoy how it works, but it doesn't stay fresh on the wet palette too long. Ah, so you kind of got to work fast with it, yeah? We got KS Miniatures. Good evening. How are you today? We are just waiting patiently for paint to dry at the moment. I think I need to move my actual face camera over here a bit because my phone is in the way. If I do what now? If you do Xanathol with an airbrush, Tamiya flat white is great, but we'll need a mask and correct thinners. I don't need a mask, I'm gonna breathe it all in. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so, you know, I'll take a look at some other paints and stuff. But I have such a vast variety of Citadel paints here. I've only just started buying other things. Like, I've got some Vallejo, I have some Warpaint Fanatic and Speed Paint 2.0s now. Slowly branching out to other paints. But we'll see, guys. We'll see. But yes, the Pro Acryl Bold Titanium White is definitely on my shopping list, boys and girls. Don't you worry. Most definitely. I definitely want to give that a shout. And especially because we got a lot of Star Wars miniatures coming up on the channel. Having a really decent white, I think, would be very helpful. Because you just know that I will be doing Stormtroopers and Clone Troopers, and a fair bit of them. But we're also going to be doing Jedi, Rebels, Separatists. You know, so... it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. Okay. That's pretty good coverage on the staff. I'm pretty happy with that, apart from the back bit. Hang on. Hang on. No, he's not. He's not happy with it. Wait. There we go. Now I'm happy with it. So I'm going to move over to Black Legion now. And I'm going to do... ow! I'm going to do the gloves on that. I just got stabbed by my pot. Are you kidding me? I'm going to do the gloves on the underside of the cape. So where do we stand, guys? Bottom or top side of the cape black? Cast your opinions now. Wait, what? Frankie, glad it's not just me. Ah, right, about the wet palette thing. Yeah. Logan! What's going on, my guy? Welcome. How we doing today? You alright, mate? What you been up to? Actually, I'm going to chuck this in the Vortex mixer, because it has been a while since I used this. Flip the box art colors red on top. Okay, we got Cobalt with 1 vote for red on top. What does anyone else think? KS, Frankie, Sleety, Logan, what do we think? I like Ultras with red capes. He's actually not an Ultramarine. He's part of the Armageddon box. It's just Librarians usually come in blue. He's not an Ultramarine, though. I don't know if his cape is red to show that he's part of the Blood Angels or what, but there you go, look. Although, you see that kind of glowy effect on the armor there inside the runes? I'm gonna fucking Scooby-Doo how I'm gonna do that. Not a Scooby-Doo. I'm thinking about using... is it Frostheart? I had a really good contrast paint that was good for that, and I might try and use that. But we'll see. Steven saying red. We got 3 votes for red. KS, what is the basing scheme that changes whether you go light or dark? I don't know yet, dude. So for the whole Armageddon box, I've got all my characters here. Apart from my other Librarian. Ignore my other Librarian. So none of them have been based yet, because I haven't figured out what I want to do for the bases. Sorry, I'm missing a character. There we go. Now, I haven't done his power sword yet, because I'll be doing that off camera. But there you go. There's all my characters so far. And I haven't based a single one of them. I haven't decided. I will probably try and go for... why am I knocking things over? I will probably try and go for this, like, desert, sort of browny... like, yeah, desert sort of look, I think. Because I've not done that properly yet. Because we did, like, a red Martian base. And we've done battlefield, like urban battlefield. So having like just a brownish desert, I think would be interesting. with more browns instead of reds, like for the Tyranids. I think that would be very interesting to go for. I think I could pull it off. Let's see. I'm fine. I be play same game you. What? You're playing the same game as me? What game would that be? For the Stormtroopers, AK's ivory white with the highlights. Oh, yes. KS Miniatures saying white for me. No. We're going for red or black. Red or black. So we got red on top at the moment, and black on bottom seems to be the current vote. We're just talking about whites because I was talking about getting a new white paint. But yeah, like I did a white underneath for the other Librarian, but this was for my Ultramarines. This one was very much an Ultramarine. This was Tigerius. I don't know why I didn't put him back in the box, actually. Sorry, I thought you said black, white, I'll go for red. Hey, it's alright, KS, it's alright, mate. We're talking like 3 different topics all at once, man. It's so easy to get confused. Sometimes my head doesn't go around it. I'll read somebody's comment, even just after asking a question, and be like, what are you talking about? We're not talking about that. It's like, oh, you just said this. Did I? Did I? Are you sure? So yeah, what we're thinking of is red on top, black underneath. That's the seems to be the vote at the moment. But whilst that's all going on, guys, let me do the gloves. And then if the black is the general consensus, we will do the underside as well. Now, hang on, so I've missed the gold bit, but that's fine. We're coming back with gold anyway. Missed the gold bit in his glove. Don't forget his fingies. Got to try and remember my camera angle. Make sure you guys can actually see what I'm doing. Now, I am going to have to try and do some highlighting on his gloves to try and differentiate the staff from the gloves. I'm thinking I might use some like Dark Reaper or something along those lines. You know, just to mix up the 2 colors, because it's quite interesting that those 2 blacks are so close together on the paint scheme. So I'll think of something. Just taking my time. But yeah, I will get to the chat in just 2 ticks of the clock, guys. Let me just do this little bit. Now his glove does come all the way around here. It's hard to see on this sculpt though, where the glove ends and the armor begins. So I'm just going to use judgment here. Whether my judgment is correct or not, we'll find out soon, I guess, but... There we go. Alright, how are we looking? Let's get the other side of his glove. Lovely. And the other one. And once I've done this part of the glove, I will come and have a nice little chat with everyone once again. Is anyone else in the chat working on the Armageddon box like me, or is people work? I know that Steven's doing his Eldar at the moment. And Cobalt said he was working on his competition mini that Chaplin is doing. what is everyone else working on at the moment, if anything? Oh, actually, there's nothing in the chat. Perfect! I can keep painting. Ha ha ha. Sometimes that is the benefit of having a very quiet chat, is I get to just keep painting. I do not envy Chaplin at all with such a busy chat. Now I've got to get the underside of his gloves here. I'm just being nice and slow about it, guys. I'm in no rush today. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to figure something out. Maybe even like a small dry brush of the Dark Reaper on his gloves, just to make it somewhat different. From the staff. Okay, I have just noticed that from the under angle, there's a lot missing here. It's not that anyone's going to be tipping the miniature to see this, but I'll know it's not done. You know what I mean? There we go. Right, and then for the top bit of his glove, and again, it's hard to see with this sculpt where it starts and ends. It's like his glove has this lip to it. Interesting. Right, so are we all on agreement that we're doing black on the underside? Frankie, I've been doing the boys, but taking a break for my competition mini. Yeah, that's fair. April, what's up, dude? How you doing? How are you, April? You must be excited about the new Call of Duty, April. Right, if we are all in agreement, I'm going to upgrade the size of my brush here. And we are going to jump in and do the underside of the cape. With not that much paint on my brush, dear Jesus. Now, this may take a few coats, because it'll go on patchy as fuck at the start. We're not worried about that, because we can build up the opacity. Okay? We're not worried. Don't you worry about a thing. Trust the process, people. You have all seen what I have done with my other miniatures to get them to where they are. And I will say I'm very proud of my painting that I've done this year. Well, I didn't think I'd be able to paint this good, ever. And thanks to all the help and advice I've been given by all of you, and from the stuff I've seen on YouTube, has allowed me to paint the minis you are seeing today. Again, it's not a problem if it goes on patchy the first time, guys. We're just getting that base layer down. Now, I'm not entirely sure what this extra piece of cape is. I think that's just, extra texture so it's not so flat in the back. I'm gonna get right up there. Of course, we'll have to come in with some Dark Reaper to highlight this once it's all properly done. Good, what about you? And can't get it yet, lol, I'm broke. Oh, man. Yeah, there's a lot of that going around, I think. I'm doing well, though, thank you for asking. Yeah, no real complaints on my side. You know, yeah, nothing really to complain about, just first world problems. And all that. So I usually just sit down and paint when I've got nothing much else to do. But it's nice and chill. I need to try and find a way to grow the channel, though. The growth has been somewhat slower than I had imagined when I started doing all of this. But it's just one of those things. I mean, for a channel that's been going for about 13 years, I had hoped to be a little bit more well-known than this. But never mind. That is how I am, April. How are you? How's university? Are you back at uni yet, or are you still on break? I'm not sure if you guys over there in the States have the same breaks that we do. Now, I've just got to make sure I get all the nooks and crannies here. We don't want to be missing bits. Because it will look rather strange. Now, there is black on his butt, because you see a lot of this undersuit. Not sure how much of it you're going to be able to see from your camera angle, I'm afraid. But I can see it. Let me try and angle it. So you see right up there in his butt. Space Marine butt. Now, this is very difficult not to hit the armor. And somehow, he still does it. Huzzah. There's also a bit of undersuit here. And then it kind of wraps around. Very delicate work. Okay, let's get that second layer down. Cobalt saying, wow. Wow what, dude? Wow what? What did I do? What have I done wrong? There we go. Yeah, I want that nice, smooth black on the bottom. Lurking at lunch. No worries, April. I appreciate you hanging out. Don't forget to leave a like, April. Leave a like for the algorithm, please. Help me grow as a channel. Leave all the likes. Show me all the love. I think I'm also going to do the bottom of his cape black here. Which may take just a few layers to get perfect. This kind of making me want to paint a librarian. That's what I'm here for, my guy. That's what I'm here for. It's super satisfying. Like, painting doesn't have to be difficult. Just have fun with it, man. It doesn't have to be a chore. Like, as soon as I feel like painting is a chore, I put it down, I put all the brushes down, and I pick up a controller. Start playing my games. Or in my case, a mouse and keyboard, but you can't pick those up. Like, for example, you know, all the miniatures I've done, there is no advanced techniques used. None. No advanced technique whatsoever. And I know they're not exactly winning any competitions anytime soon, but I'm still very happy with my work. Okay, let's put that down. Like, for example, I know I'm always showing off the same example, but this is in case anyone's new and watching, or watching this as a video. Why? To go from painting models like this before January, to then going and painting models like this after January, you know, I'm very impressed with myself. You know? Very impressed with myself. And I'm very happy with my painting. They're not winning competitions. But it doesn't have, there's no advanced techniques in what I do, and I like it. Oh. Currently trying to sell my old Lego collection. Oh, mate. Good luck. Like for the stream, God luck. Yep. Thank you very much, my dude. Thank you for the likes. How many likes are we on, by the way, guys? I mean, I could go and check, but I'm feeling rather lazy. This is my size 0. Is that gold any good? No, that is dried up now. Okay. Would you believe the last time we had a subscriber, according to my stats here, was 2 months ago? 2 months ago! That's crazy. Finest Fellas needs that love, ladies and gentlemen. If this channel is to continue, we need the love. Please and thank you. Like, subscribe, all the good things. And I know that most of you who are watching right now already are, but in case you're not, there's this fantastic man called Chaplain JC over on YouTube. Go check him out. He's the one that got me into miniature painting on camera. He's a really solid guy. He's way more entertaining than me. So go check him out.
For the Emperor! Charge!
Scared the crap out of me. Steven! Steven wasn't subscribed this whole time, heretic! Shoot this man. Steven's been here this whole time and wasn't subscribed? What the hell, dude? Thank you very much, Steven. I appreciate you, man. Let's see, so we've got gold detail here. It's like a little thunderbolt almost. And it kind of goes around. Now, this is not going to be perfect. I will make mistakes here. Just as a heads up. Thankfully, we can just go in and correct it with black. Especially because this paint is separating on me like crazy. separating on me more than my ex-missus. Like, dear God. Lol, I'm scum. You're not scum. Stop it. You are most definitely not scum, my dude. Don't mind the overbits on the gold. We'll come back and clean up with the blacks. And it doesn't help my hand is shaking something fierce right now. You're rebel scum. Ew. Rebel scum. Yes. Although I will tell you though, Frankie, right now I am not looking forward to painting the rebels. Not even a little bit. I think they're the faction I'm looking forward to painting the least. Favorite is obviously Grand Army of the Republic, because, come on now. And then the Empire would be my close second. Then followed by the Separatists. And then the Rebels. This is just in terms of painting. Like, obviously, for, like, liking the factions, it's obviously different, but in terms of painting, I'm just really not looking forward to the Rebels. I love shipping and weathering, so the rebels appeal to me. Oh, for sure, dude, for sure. That's actually something I still haven't done yet, is like proper weathering on armor. But that's why I'm looking forward to doing my stormtroopers and my clone troopers, because I'll really be able to experiment properly with it. Man, I really cocked up there. Fuck, you know. Well, I don't know if it's because I said I wasn't just going to do Warhammer on the channel, as to why we lost a few people. There's too many good miniatures out there to paint, guys. I can't just stick to Warhammer. Alright, we're still working on the golds. Just taking our time. And even though I'm taking my time, I'm still making plenty of mistakes. Maybe it would have been easier to do the whole thing gold and then the blacks. Some of the clone troopers have really good examples for weathering in the films. This should be fun. Oh, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Like, what I'll do is I'll do, like, one squad of shinies. You know, one squad of shinies. Maybe some, like, phase 1s or something. And then when I get all my other ones. Now, I'll be doing the 212th Attack Battalion under Obi-Wan Kenobi. Most of my clones will be 212th with their color schemes. But when I do buy the 501st box, obviously you have to paint them as the 501st, you know? But yeah, doing plenty of weathering on them is gonna look so much fun. Alright. Now let's come in and tidy up some of that mess. Thankfully, we didn't make too much of a mess. A lot of the areas. Just correcting where we've gone over slightly. Not a problem. There we go. All right. Fair bit on the underside here. How have Chaplin's streams been going, by the way? I haven't actually had a chance to tune into them in a while. Every time he's streaming, I'm always busy. Doing one thing or another. It'll be the same this weekend, because I'll have my kid again. Always seem to miss his streams these days, which is a shame. We got who? Zen DUK. What's going on, man? That blue is spot on, looking good so far. Oh, these are all just the base colors, my dude. It's just the base colors. The blue will end up looking something like this when I'm done. The blue will look more like that when I'm finished. These are just the base colors at the moment. I didn't want to go too far with the blues in case I make some mistakes. I think that's most of the staff mistakes cleaned up though, thankfully. Think we can move on to the metals. Yeah. Alright. Put you away. For now. Can have a more of my coffee. Which is now finished. Very clean. Thank you, dude. Thank you very much. I'm not an expert painter by any stretch of the imagination, but I just have fun with it, man. Although I am unfortunately still very much a noob, I have certain criteria that I want to meet before I consider myself an intermediate painter. So there's a couple of techniques that I'm still really shit at, that I want to get better at before I can call myself intermediate. One of which is very simple. Painting skin. I suck so bad at painting skin. It's unreal. So, once I can paint skin, glazing, and what was the other one we mentioned just like a few minutes ago, guys? What was the other technique? Skin, glazing, there was a third one. And for the life of me, I've totally forgotten what it is. But once I get those 3 techniques down, I can call myself intermediate. What was the third one? Does anyone remember? I did say there was 3. I think you're really good myself. I'm a bit of a perfectionist. Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate that, man. What I will say is I've definitely gotten better than what I was doing at the start of the year. Most definitely. So I'm just going to start working on the metal details now, starting on his power pack. Going nice and slowly. I don't remember what that third technique was. That's going to really wind me up now. There's painting skin, glazing. Man. No idea. For some reason, it escapes me. Please, can somebody please remember for me? Can somebody that's really gonna wind me up. Can somebody rewind the stream or something? You know when you're trying to remember a word, or a name, or something like that, and it's on the tip of your tongue, and you just don't quite remember it? That's what I'm suffering with right now. Let's see. I thought glazing was pretty advanced as a technique, lol, but I only slap chop, so I don't know shit. Dude, slap chop is difficult. Are you kidding me? I find slap chop so difficult to do. And do you know what I think my biggest problem with my attempt at slap chop was? The coffee staining. I must have been using the speed paints and contrast paints wrong, because I got coffee staining like a bitch. I thought it was very difficult myself. But please, dude, show off your slap chop technique in the Discord, man. We'd much appreciate it. I always love looking at other people's work. It was faces, skin in general, glazing, and something else. Nah, dunno. Not a clue. Not the foggiest. I think once you get the chalkiness down from the dry brushing, the speed paints contrasts go on like a treat. Ah. Maybe that's where I was going wrong. But yeah, I used to just get coffee staining a lot, man. Like, my first couple of Marines that I tried doing this year were slap chop technique, and they looked awful. Like, truly awful. I looked at them and I was like, I'm not happy with this. So I stripped them down and started again. Although, to get the blue, like you saw on Chief Librarian Tigerius there, what I do is I base with Macragge blue. I then do zenithal highlight, selected zenithal highlight with Calgar blue. I then dry brush on Teclis blue. And then I finish it all off with a very thin glaze of Talisar blue. And I mean a thin coverage of Talisar. I mean, stick around and you'll get to see it firsthand. Just how thin down that Talisar will be. Not that you can really see the underside of these vents, but I know they're not going to be done. Let's see. How thin was your contrast paints? Normally a 1-to-1 where the contrast medium is the best thing. You want the color to be fairly thin. Ah, see, that's where I went wrong then. I just used it straight out the pot. That's probably where I went wrong. I just used it straight out the pot, mate. Now my eye is getting itchy. Cobalt, I'm back, looking good. Frankie, as a 35-year-old veteran painter, I can't get slap chop to look very good. I've seen some beginners do great slap chop. Sometimes level of skill isn't about experience level. Yeah, that's fair. Well, I personally think slap chop looks amazing. I have attempted it several times myself. Just not to much success, unfortunately. Okay, now we've got those keys that are metal. Just try not to make too much of a cock up here. Just got to be very careful, so pardon me if I'm not too talkative during this stage. There we go. Very careful. Yeah, I do love the look of slap chop though. I think it looks great. I am going to be attempting a certain degree of slap chop with my orcs when I get round to them though. Especially for the skin. Okay. Now we've got to get the heads of these keys. Missed a part of that one though. Whoops. There we go. Lovely. What else have we got? Not much else is metallic on this. Oh, we got the head of the staff. I think you're already a solid painter. Slap chop won't rise to your levels. I've been terrible at blocking colors and layering. It's been a godsend to get stuff done fairly quickly. Also terrible at thinning paints down. For highlighting, it's tricky. Dry brushes are hinder to my lack of skill. Mate, it's just something you build up over time. It's just something you build up over time. Like I said, so I know there was 3 techniques I said before I'd call myself an intermediate, but definitely skin and glazing are the 2 techniques I want to be able to get done properly before I can really consider myself intermediate, though, I think. Like, you don't even want to see how bad my skin jobs are. Like, holy crap, they're bad. They're really bad. So I tend to cheat with my skin. Now, I'm thinking about doing the Rakarth flesh again for the purity seals. I quite liked that technique on them. What I used to do was like Xandri dust and highlights that way, but I quite like the Rakarth flesh approach that I've done on the last few miniatures. And it keeps the purity seals for this group of miniatures fairly uniform. It's like they all got the same batch of purity seals. Always end up very chunky on the highlights when I've done them in the past. I need to try the cocktail stick thing. So, the thing is with edge highlights, I'm terrible at edge highlighting. I'm really bad at it. I too get very chunky highlights. But the thing is, you'll see on a lot of my miniatures that only recently have I started doing highlighting like that. And it's also just like a skill that you pick up. Like, see these characters I've been doing? I'll show you my little box of characters. Oh my god. My little box of characters I've done for the Armageddon box. It's only recently I've done any sort of edge highlighting on them. The Chaplain's not the best example. But he is for the metals. And then, if I show you this guy, the Ancient, he's a good example for the edge highlighting I've done. Thing is, I don't believe in highlighting all the bits of the damn armor. Now, I know his sword isn't finished yet, but you'll see more volumetric highlighting on this guy, especially on the armor. Like, they're not studio quality, but they get the job done. So instead of edge highlighting like you're talking about, I have done a fair bit of that, but I too get very chunky highlights, so I tend to just not edge highlight all the armor bits. I don't think it needs it. I made that point when we were playing Space Marine 2 months ago on the channel, you know? I was just like, okay, let's take a look at the actual Marine model in the game. How much edge highlighting do you see on his armor? None. Absolutely no edge highlighting on his armor. So I figured to myself, why do I have to do it with my miniatures? Okay, we're just getting all the metal bits, so that's not even on the front. It's just on the back here. It's looking pretty good. Okay, we definitely need to do something about those gloves, though. There's also another gold bit I've missed, I've just noticed. Man, that gold dries so damn fast. Frankie might try and get better at slap chop with my Tyranids just because they're so textured. I want to take advantage of the quick technique if it's not, and my army. Yeah. So I used a fair amount of slap chop for my Tyranids, didn't I? I used a fair amount on my nids. fact, I'd say like 90% of my Titanids were done with speed paints. Not necessarily with the contrast technique. Sorry, not necessarily with the speed painting technique. You know, like slap chop and all that, but they were definitely done with contrast paints. It made sense in my head. If it didn't come out as proper English, that's my bad. I'm trying to think of like 5 different things all at once. Like the mistake I just noticed on the glove. I think you know what I'm trying to get at, though. Just tidying up some bits that I've noticed are a bit messy. Tyranids are great for slap chop, plenty of models in the army to work on as well. You can always do slap chop on the gaunts and little grubblies, but traditional painting on bigger guys. Yeah. You've been trying to push yourself lately, trying OSL, blending, freehand, and highlighting. I know I can paint. Stripes though, hence the Tiger Homebrew. Exactly, yes you can. The Tiger Homebrew looks fantastic, mate. Red is a difficult color to work with. $100, $100, agree there. I think a lot of it comes down to the adoration of the heavy metal techniques. Yeah. Edge highlights are a stylistic choice Games Workshop used to show off all the details of the box covers. Shows off every detail, but it's not necessary. People will forever try to copy the box art. Don't get me wrong, like, I like the box art scheme, but I don't feel the need to edge highlight every single bloody edge on the armor. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous. By the way, how much of a delay is there on the stream? Because I feel like there's a bit of a delay from what the chat is saying to what I'm saying. Is there a big delay? If you don't mind me asking, where are you from? I'm struggling to place your accent. I am from my father's testicles. I'm just kidding. I was born in England, but raised in Scotland by, you know, very interesting family. There we go, fix that up real quick. I'm trying to consider what color I want to work on next. Let's get the cape done. Let's get the cape done. And for this, I'm starting off with Blood Angels Red. And oh my god, look how separated that is. So take a good look at it now, people. Brand new, brand new. Check it out. Okay. And then we'll chuck it through the mixer. That being said, I have near heavy metal quality since Space Marine Army that has 3-layer edge highlights because I want to learn how to do it. Fair enough. Cobalt saying big delay. I think so, mate. I think there is a really big delay. That'll do it then. I was thinking borders in Scotland, but wasn't sure. Makes a lot more sense. Well, there you go, my friend. There you go. There is a bit of delay, but it was chalking that up to... Yeah, that's fair, Frankie. You are a fair distance away, mate. You are a fair distance away. I'll maybe need to check my Streamlabs settings. Maybe it's a YouTube thing, I don't know. I might have to check my Streamlabs settings. For example, if you're all ready, I want to do a bit of a challenge. Be ready at the keyboards as you hear me talking at the moment. I'm going to give you a thing if you can participate in for me real quick, just to test the delay. I'm going to say a number as quickly as you can. Okay? When I say it, I want you to then type it in the chat for me so that I can monitor how much of a delay we've got. Alright? When you're ready, let me know who wants to participate. in the chat. Let me know who wants to participate, and then I'll give you a number, and we can test how much of a delay there is. Who's up for it? So I'm going to be using Blood Angels Red as a base red for my cape. And we're just gonna get going on it. And this is a really good red. I love Blood Angels Red as a contrast. Yeah, no worries, Zen. Thanks for hanging out, my dude. Thanks for being here. You have a good one, buddy. Okay, I'm just throwing this on there. It's not going to be too even of a coat to start with, but we will give it another coat. Try and attempt to smooth it out a bit. So not to worry. Also got to get in here up behind the power pack. Just love this color. There we go. It's a good start to the cape. Cobalt will. All right, Cobalt, if you're ready, my friend, I'm going to give you the number. Listen to the sound of my voice. Get ready on your keyboard, okay? Get ready with the number. If you can type in 1 quickly as you can so we can test the response time. Whilst I continue painting my figurine. I'm also going to use the Blood Angels Red here on this cable. And I'm going to keep monitoring the chat to see how long that takes. It's going to take a hot minute, I think. Wow, that is a very long delay. Holy crap. That's a 30-second delay on the stream. Wow. 30 seconds. So just a few then. Okay, it looks like the cables going down his chest are yellow, but the ones that are coming from his arms are red. So for the red ones, I'm going to just do the Blood Angels red. As a start, anyway. Just as a starting color. Actually, none of the cables are red. The cables are yellow. It's very interesting. Okay. So the tubes in his chest are yellow, the other ones are metal. Right, we're waiting for that cape to dry. Yeah, it's a good 30-second delay there, Cobalt. That's interesting. Darkside Daz, hello! Welcome to the stream, my friend. How are you today? I hope you're well, my friend. How was your weekend? Did you get up to much? Did you do any projects? Did you go out anywhere? Okay. It's odd that they've chosen this one to be metal colored, though. I thought for sure they would have gone with red. Curious. Hang on, I need to check something. Yeah, they went for a metal color. Wow. Was not expecting that. On my other librarian, it's not this color. I can tell you that for a fact, because I remember struggling with the wires before. Maybe they simplified it down for the Armageddon box? Question mark? See, all these wires, I definitely thought it would be a different color. Interesting choice, but never mind. We shall do as we are commanded. Good weekend, thanks. Stuck on how to do my green glows on my Necrons. Got an airbrush coming through, which should help. Did you have a good weekend? Well, yeah, dude, the green glow on the Necron sounds very interesting. Unfortunately, I have never done that myself, so I'm not going to be much help, unfortunately. Yeah, my weekend was alright. No complaints. Just a standard weekend, to be honest, mate. Pretty standard. No real reports to give, I'm afraid. Okay. I've noticed some bits that are missing the Black Legion. So I'm just going to come in and do those now. Stephen, Eldar are my Corsair I show you. Your Corsairs? Okay. Is that like a specific unit for the Eldar, or... I noticed I missed some of the cape down here, so I'm just filling this in now. It's amazing what you realize you've missed when you actually go back over other details. The problem is getting to that is a real pain in the bum. Like, I genuinely can't get my brush angled in there. Nope. There we go. They seem really good so far. Really glad you like them, dude. Really glad you like them. Eldar Corsairs are a mini faction like the Harlequins. They can ally with Craftworlds and Drukhari. Ooh. Interesting little buggers, then. Yeah. I mean, I'll probably correct more mistakes as I find them. Okay, that cape is still somewhat drying off. What can I work on while we're waiting on the cape? Yellow. I'm gonna knock my guy over and then mix up a yellow. Yeah, that's interesting though, dude. I know very little about Eldar. Very, very little at all. You know, I only know what what you guys have told me, and from what I've fought against in the games, which is not a great deal, admittedly. Man, we've already been going for 2 hours. That's crazy. Looks like we're probably just gonna get most of the base coats done today. Okay, we've got some yellow. Imperial Fist. For the other tubes. Not sure how good this is going to be. So we shall see. Well, let's come out very green, not yellow. That's horrible. The hell? Why is it all green? As I hit myself in the side of the head. Alright, that does not cover well over blue. At all. Okay, we're not going to waste our time with that. That's fine. Knocking everything over today. My Averland Sunset will base with you. Not wasting our time with that. That does not cover well over blue at all. Okay, well that was a learning curve. Looks like we're getting the wet palette out for the first time this stream. Okay. Try that again. When speed paints are not your friend. So I'm starting with Averland Sunset. Is that what it's called? Yeah. Has a base color for it. Doesn't matter if it goes on too patchy at the first attempt. You can always come back with another layer. Got tubes coming down this way. It's more of a mustard than a yellow, though. Don't you think? I think so. It's a bit of a rough start to this painting scheme, holy crap. You know what? I thought I'd be battling this yellow more than I am. Hasn't been too bad. At least not yet. Give it 5 minutes. But that speed paint is absolutely garbage. Okay, we can go in and tidy up with the blue later on that. Okay, you can definitely tell it needs a second layer. Which we're going to throw on there just now, and then we can tidy up the cape here in a minute. Yeah, I hate yellow. Honestly, hate painting it. Thankfully, I'm pretty sure that's the only yellow part there is to this whole scheme. Definitely gonna need to come back and tidy up that black though. And the chat is nice and quiet, meaning I can just work. Woo! Working! Okay. just going to tidy up that bit of cape next. Because it appears we missed a bit. Don't you just hate that? Like, you think you've done everything on a certain section, and you go back and it's like, oh, I missed a bit. That's me all the damn time with these miniatures. Alright, I'm just going to tidy up the rim of the cape as well, because that does not appear to have dried very well. Okay, that cape is pretty dry now. I think we can go in with another layer for that. It's a pretty good start to the red. I know it's a bit patchy, but we'll work out the patchiness. It pulled slightly, which is unfortunate, but we will work on it. Okay. Back to the red. Just want to do a thinner layer of this over the top. So I'm going to use plenty of moisture on my brush. Just give it another smooth red. Just once all over. It's a good start, though. And we'll get rid of that pooling with the next stages on the red. Now, there is a little bit of red cabling in his head. Now, it's not a lot, mind you. It is literally just that cable there. It's gonna look much better once we get onto all the highlights, though. These are just base colors, guys. Trust the process. Oh, that's gone on way too runny. What the fuck? No! Ah, no! Well, that clearly wasn't ready to be done yet, was it? Fuck me. Alright, while we're waiting on all that, what can I do? It's a bit early to be tidying up with blues. We could try and work on the skull, or we can work on the loincloth. What does everyone think? Skull or loincloth next? I'm back was getting dangerous watching while doing... Fellas got the runs. Yep, we got the runs, my dude. It started running everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. God damn it. I'm not happy about that. Steven's saying the skull. Now, I'm just gonna check the picture real quick. Are the horns the same? Yeah, more or less. Okay, so I'm going to start with these two paints. Which one's darker? Okay, so I'm gonna start with Tyrant Skull and then move on to Screaming Skull. I'm just gonna run them in the mixer for a second. Cobalt also saying Skull. Don't need that there right now. That is a dry paint. We're not using that then. Let's start with Wraithbone. Which one's darker? Yes. No, that one's darker. Screaming Skull's darker. Okay. Dropping everything. Darkside also saying Skull. Cobalt, hey, if you aren't a judge anymore, could I DM you a picture of my work in process? If you want to, buddy. That's entirely up to you, my guy. I am no longer a judge, no longer participating in any of it. Alright. Just get a little tickle of that onto me palette. I have to admit, I'm glad I upgraded my mixer, got one. You clamp the bottle in, it runs for 2 minutes, you can just adjust how fast it shakes. Mate, that sounds ideal. I've got to get me one of them. That sounds super ideal. Okay, just got to be careful of the gold here. Now this first layer has gone on super thin, but that's fine. You know me by now, guys. If you've seen enough of my painting streams, I don't mind the layering process. I think we have genuinely sat here and done layering for several hours of one color before. Correct me if I'm wrong. Gotta get all his teeth. Get the underside done. How's it coming along, Cobalt? Love your teaser pics. Makes me try and work out what you're doing. I'll find it for you fellas and stick it in your useful products. Oh, cheers, buddy. I appreciate that. They do come out looking great. Oh, man. Definitely think I'm going to upgrade my mixer then if that's the case. Alright, now we've got the whole back end of the skull to do. Yeah, it goes on a bit light, but it's fine. Trust the process, trust the process, trust the process. I'm gonna do the horns the same color, I think. It was a bit more than the old, but you can get your next color ready while you're still painting. Oh, hell yeah, dude. The better ones usually are that little bit more expensive, but they tend to be worth it in the long run, don't they? I don't mind correcting my golds here. I know I'm going slightly over in the golds, but it's fine. It's fine. Inside. I promise you, I haven't thinned down my paint that much on the palette, so I'm wondering why the pigment isn't as rich as it should be. Curiosity. But yes. It's coming along. The 10 has been tricky, and I had to freehand the symbols for the first time. Let me know when you sent it, bud. I'd love to go and have a look. And like I said, don't worry, I am most definitely not a judge anymore. Not part of any of it. Not judging nor participating. I have zero interest in doing so. Find us when you have a chance. Can be later, but I sent a picture. Whee! Let's go have a look. Oh, wow. Ooh. I love what you've done with the object source lighting there, mate. That looks nice. Much better OSL than I could do. That's really cool. I like that. Very, very nice. I don't want to say too much and give it away for everyone, but that's looking really solid, mate. Really solid. I'm just going to be sitting here building up the pigment. Oh, the skull, very slowly. Because I want that nice smooth finish before I start applying anything else on that skull. It is getting there. And like I said, I'll come back and tidy up the golds, it's fine. Really, Sleety, that's great. The process of layering. Almost a full, nice, solid coat now. Very, very nice. Just these side horns need a bit of work. Okay. Base layer for you done. Now I'm going to come back in with the gold. Fix that up real quick. Re-establish the gold pointy bits. All right, sorted. Now that that's done, I think we can come back in and fix where the yellow was running all over the damn place onto the cape. And then we'll have to fix the blue armor. But we'll come around to fixing the blues later. Right, let's do the loincloth next. These colors don't need that piece of crap there. Right, I'm thinking Xandri dust. And then Ushabti bone. And I dropped it again. Hayden's here. What's going on, my dude? Not bad for a noob at OSL. Only done it maybe 3 times. Mate, that's really good. That is not too shabby. Alright, Sleety. Much appreciated, mate. I've spent the last 2 days painting details for my base. Oh, that's rough. How's the Librarian going, fellas? Not too shabby, thank you. Not too shabby at all. We're getting there. He's the last Space Marine character from this box, so he is not going too bad at all. Really enjoying him so far. What you been up to? How's work treating you? We're just gonna start on his loincloth now. Try to be very careful of that blue. Candles galore. I'll get a chance to do some proper OSL with the Jedi and the Sith when I get them from the Star Wars kits. I think. Be interesting to see how that comes out. Now we are painting cloth. Thin that down just a little bit more, I think. Came off the brush rather dry, and I'm not sure why. Also rhyming. Woo! Thankfully, this is not a color we're going to have to worry too much about layering. Work's good. I'm off today, so I had time to work on my mini for the competition, and now I'm just going to chill and play some Peak with Sis. What is Peak? What is this? What is Peak? I've never heard of this. I got a few candles and worked hard on that OSL. I'll bet, dude. Airbrushes are handy, man. Don't get me wrong. They are a really good piece of kit. But they're not necessary. I know people on YouTube that have done OSL with just brushes. It's more difficult, but I know people that have done it. Might have thinned that down a bit too much, but never mind. I knew I was coming back in with a second layer anyway, it's no big deal. How about the back side of it? Thankfully there's not too much on the back end of it. There is enough though. Enough to just make out. And most of this is dried already, so we can just come in with that next layer. Peak is a co-op game where you and a bunch of friends climb a pre-generated mountain. Oh, cool, man. That sounds like fun. Try not to fall off, as I believe that could be detrimental to your health. Wait for that bottom bit to dry a bit more. Now we do have cloth on the top up here. I'm just gotta be very careful not to hit these blues. I mean, we can come in and tidy up later, it's not a big deal. It's just trying to limit the amount of tidy up work I've got to do. This comes all the way up here. It's getting a bit tricky to reach some of these angles, admittedly. Should probably have left the arms off in sub-assembly for this. But it's fine, we'll make do. Almost like Jedi robes in a way, isn't they? The stuff Byron from Artis Opus can do with a dry brush is quite incredible. Always watch his stuff. Yeah, there's some really talented painters out there. Really talented painters. And then there's me. I'm just chilling. Just hanging out. Now, before coming in to correct the blacks, I will just finish up my layer that I'm doing just now. Like finishing off to get a smooth texture down here. Get a nice solid coat for this. Which will be very important for the next stage. When we come in with its highlight color. Oh man, and I've just realized there's a bit that curves around the side here. Layer on that inside bit there. Doesn't help my hands seem to get shakier the more I go on. Alright. Now we can go in and correct the blacks. Let's see. Thanks, but we'll try. I have built a reputation for dying first already, lol. You wish you could be like those painters, mate. Me too. I wish I could be one of those really expert painters, but never mind. Mate, I'm still trying to grow my channel out before I even worry about becoming an expert painter. I've got to somehow figure out how to get a proper growth on this channel. It is not easy. Alas, I am still here. Just correcting all the mistakes I've made. Yeah, there's going to be plenty of cleanup with the blue. Easily. But it's fine. I won't let it bother me too much. Is anyone truly an expert? We are all learning, even the pros. Exactly. Every day's a school day. Thing is, I think it's a good thing to do as well, to find a standard that you want your miniatures to be, and then being able to maintain that standard, I think, is very important. Like for me, I found the standard now that I want my miniatures to be at, and I just have to make sure I maintain that throughout all of the miniatures I do. And then try and improve upon it. Okay. That gold dries out super fast. I think we move on to the purity seals next, get them based down. So for that, I'm going to need Rakarth flesh. Once again. If I can find it. Found it. If it grows to millions of subscribers, remember me. I can advertise your channel in my 40k circles. Oh, I'm not after millions of subscribers, my dude. Don't you worry, I'm not after millions. Don't worry about that. I remember all my OGs. I remember some of the people that pop in from my old Call of Duty streams. And those were a long time ago. Very long time ago. Like, we even had a guy a couple of months ago show up, and he was from my For Honor streams. And that was a super long time ago. I remember all my people. Okay, let's get the base for these purity seals done. Easy does it. There we go. Lovely. Yeah. Exactly, Hayden. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to have millions of subscribers, but I wouldn't mind having a few thousand. It's just it's been very difficult to grow out this channel. It really has been. Like I said, I've been at this now for, you know, about 13 years, I think was the first time I uploaded something. During the whole pandemic thing, obviously I was a bit more popular because everyone was at home and not working. But it's been very difficult to grow the channel. Very, very difficult. It has been a struggle. But it is just one of those things. It's not something I can particularly control, so I don't put too much thought about it. Somebody asked me not too long ago, actually, would I ever stop doing content? And that's a weird question for me, actually, because, like I said, I have been at it for so long now. Most of my adult life. That I think it would be very difficult for me to stop, but, you know, I don't know what I'd do with myself if I didn't do it. Who knows what the future holds, though, am I right? Alright, Hayden, no worries, buddy. Thanks for hanging out. Gonna get the pages as well. In this color. Okay, have we missed any purity seals? We have! The ones on the power plant. Trying to be very careful of that blue. Some colors are easier to correct than others. Now, you can see them on the back. Damn, I was hoping to get away with that. Please don't forget to like the live stream, guys. Leave a like for the algorithm for me. Show me the love. Get me out there on the YouTube, on the net. Please and thank you. I think that's all the purity seals. Okay, I've just noticed I've missed a yellow cable though. That's annoying. The hell is this music? I think we need to change the music up a bit, guys. It's put me to bloody sleep. I don't know about the rest of you. Let's change that music. That sucks. What went wrong with that? Let's chuck that on. Right. Once we finished all the base layers anyway, we'll be heading off as normal. I don't think we got that many more base layers to do. I think just the tips of the purity seals and then do a base layer for the face, and that'll be it for tonight, I think. Does he have any leathers on him? No, thank the gods. I'm gonna use some Screamer Pink. Will I try freehanding? Probably not, buddy. Probably not. It's not something I'm particularly keen on trying. If I'm perfectly honest. Okay, purity seals coming to daddy. Okay, that's one. That's two. And that makes number 3. Right, we're also going to do the book in this color. Ask Hayden about freehand sometime. He's got talent. Oh, does he? I might have to do just that, man. But no, it's not something I particularly plan on doing myself. Ah, smeg. I got the bloody purity seal, never mind. Just slowing down a bit here to try and get these edges done properly. Might have to come back in with some Rakarth flesh though. Making a bit of a mess today, aren't we, fellas? Con. You're still getting the house ready for your guest. Fair enough, my dude. Best of luck on that front, my guy. I myself am just about to end the stream. Just finishing off the last of these base coats. And then I'll be tidying up the base coats I screwed up. And then I'm gonna go eat something. Okay, where's that Rakarth flesh? Let's come in and re-establish that. As gently as we can. Thing is, the more I look hard enough, the more I notice I'm missing bits, and it's really friggin' frustrating. Does anyone else do that with their models? They notice, like, the miss whole sections? Or am I one of the few? that's that tidied up. Now, I need to tidy up the metal real quick. On the keys. Okay. There's this bit down here with the metal that needed some love. Alright, now we come in with the techless blue and tidy up all the blues. All the time, hell yeah, Steven. That's why I don't look at my minis while I paint. Yeah, right. Damn. There we go. I'm just going to tidy up the blues where I've made some mistakes. Better there. Where else have we done it? Right down here. Just want some more techless blue down here for when we do the wash. It'll look better. Okay. And then we've got this part here. Go. I'm just gonna apply some select areas of techless blue now, because I want the thin contrast wash we're about to do for this to really come through in some areas, and where it's been left too dark it won't, unfortunately. Sometimes you just need to come in with a brush. Is all the blues corrected? Not quite. Okay. Now I just got to get the ivory white down on his face, and then we're sorted. Or should I use matte white? I don't even see the matte white anymore. Where's it gone? Oh, it's right in front of me. Duh! Ripsaw, he do a little painting. Who does a little painting? Yeah, right, Steven? Using a blindfold and painting at the same time? That's crazy. Okay, just get a splodge of this in his face. Ready for Wednesday. Now remember guys, there will be no streaming this weekend from me, as my daughter will be here. Alright? So, no streams from fellas this weekend. So to make up for that, I will try and do Wednesday and Thursday this week. A lot of his face is hidden. Well, it's as white as that face is gonna get. Just gonna try and smooth out the layers a bit. Didn't actually dry too bad on this side. Lovely. Well, that's his face all layered and ready to go for Wednesday. And there we have it, guys. I'm pretty sure that is everything base layered now. Like I said, base layers. We haven't done any highlighting or shadowing or anything yet. Just base colors. Not bad for just base colors, I think. But yes, we are gonna come back on Wednesday, and we're gonna do all the washes, all the shadowing, all the highlights, and hopefully get them finished on Wednesday. Finish the cape off, because that's not the finished result for the cape I want. We'll be doing some purple as a depth for that, and then with dry brushing as well. Evil Sun Scarlet on there. The armor will get a wash of the Talisar blue, and a thin wash, the face obviously, and we'll, yeah, it's got some way to go, but for base colors, we're done for today. Thank you very much everyone for hanging out. Frankie, lots of progress today, absolutely my dude. We'll be back on Wednesday. Until then guys, thank you for hanging out, hit the like button, bye-bye for now.
In the spotlight. light, they rise to fame. Finest fellas, remember the name. Guitars blazing, they rock the scene. Streaming glory, living the dream. Charging up, can't bring us down. In the chaos, we're rooting.